G'day guys, welcome back to DCS World. Today we're going to jump back into the A-10c Warthog and have a go at dropping some laser guided bombs. At the moment I'm just going through one flight system or one weapon system at a time, trying to learn as much as I can about it, and hopefully in a month or so we'll have a pretty good handle on everything. Anyway, that's the plan for today. So I'm not saying this is the perfect way to do it, I'm not saying this is the fastest way to do it. I've learnt this by reading the manual basically. I wanted to have a go at doing this on my own. So yeah, I read the manual, learned as much as I can, had a couple goes at it. Think I've got a pretty good handle on how to do it. So I thought it'd be cool to make a video to help everyone else out. If you guys have a better way to do it, let us know in the comment section and that'll help people out as well. But for now, we're just going to stick with it and hopefully we can make this work, basically. What we're going to do, we're going to jump on probably the 104th server. We're not going to go to an active target area because we'll probably get shot down by a SAM site. Trying to drop a bomb on a SAM site is not going to work. You'll get shot down well and truly before you get close enough to do this. So we'll find somewhere quiet, we'll drop some bombs on some houses or whatnot, and then if we get some hits, we'll call it a day, and another time we can come back and use the Mavericks to take out the SAM sites, then drop some bombs. Alright guys, so we're in the A-10c. First things first, we're going to go and do a quick startup. So weapons first, /F8 F1. We'll do our weapons loadout and then we'll be good to go. Now, for whatever reason, they don't seem to be confirming the loadout the first time you do it. Sometimes it can take 2 or 3 goes. So just make sure you get your weapons are being armed and loaded before you start doing your startup, otherwise it can screw things up. Anyway, we'll get into it and see how we go. Alright, so we're going to take our standard loadout. We've got an ALQ-184 pod, some smoke rockets, 3 Mavericks, 3 GBU-12s, 3 GBU-10s on 5, 6, and 7, another 3 GBU-12s, 3 more Mavericks, our lightning pod, and a couple of AIM-9s.
Request rearming. Copy.
Okay, so they copied that one. It's going to work first time. Alright, so we've got all our weapons. They're good to go. We'll just check on both wings. Yep, looks good. Let's do our startup. So battery power on, standby switch on. We can turn the AC gens on now and APU power gen, it doesn't matter. Do the APU start, put the ejector seat down, turn on your boost pumps to your engines. Okay, just waiting for the APU to start up, so we need some electrical power. We'll hit our oxygen switch while we're here. We'll just scroll the console lights on a bit. Makes life easier. Engine instruments, altitude instruments. Formation lights will leave off. When the APU kicks in, which should be any second. Come on, kick in. There we go. Hit Control P. Then you can do your position flash, anti-collision. I'll stop moving my head. Okay, CGI and EGI, or CDU and EGI. Switch on your computer systems. Okay, we can do engine start, so right Alt Home and right Control Home. Okay, so engines are starting. Sorry, I've been sick at the moment, so I've got to keep coughing. I have to move my microphone for that. Okay, engines are spooling. I'm going to close my cockpit because it's going to get pretty loud. So, Control C. Okay, good. Now we'll just go through and turn everything else on. 4 switches for countermeasures. Switch to automatic. Turn on both my monitors. Uncage the altimeter. So scroll down over that. There we go. Computer system on, weapon systems on, everything's armed. Shut up. Master caution, piss off. That's just telling me that the engines are starting and the APU's on. Anyway, landing lights on, anti-skid on, pitch SAS on, your ACS. Now, we need to hold our brake and throttle up for a sec. We'll hit the radar altimeter on, there we go. Throttle back down, hold the brake for a second for the engines to spool down. Okay, looks like left engine started, right engine still spooling. Okay, we're pretty close though. Waiting for my computer system still. Okay. We're good, so we can turn off the APU now. So APU gen off, battery off. We're good. Load all on the computers, so we'll load our flight plan. So standard startup, and then when we get in the air, we'll start doing all the systems for the laser guided bombs. Okay, we're just waiting for our little dots to come back once everything's loaded. While we're here, we'll just engage nose wheel steering. Okay, computer system's back. Go to CDU. We're waiting for the nav system to start. Over at the TAD, we'll just load our push net, and then we'll do our flight group, which is 45 for our group, 44 for our personal ID. You can actually use this keyboard here, which makes things a bit quicker. And now we pretty much wait. We'll just go to DCS, warm up our Mavericks just in case we need them. Back to the TAD. We'll have a look and see where the target area is because we have nothing else to do at the moment. So if we click on it, there we go. We can scroll out a little bit. Where's the target area? Okay, which is... So the target area is to our right when we if we take off. But... Okay, there's actually quite a few target areas. Oh, there's 5 target areas. Anyway. We'll steer clear of all of that, and we'll find somewhere quiet to do this. Okay, let's zoom out again. We're just going to wait for our nav system, edit this bit out. Alright, so our nav system's ready. A couple of minutes later, click nav, good to go. EGI, and one last thing, we'll throttle forward, hold the brake, and just hit EAC for our autopilot. That's it, we are good to go. Next, we'll just go to TPG quickly and just click AG, so that's air to ground, and that just puts the thermal sights on air to ground mode. Alright, let's taxi to the runway and we'll take off. Alright, so we're good to go. We're on the left side of the runway because we're on the 104th server. I'm just going to give 10 flaps and let's go. I don't know how long this runway is. And we are bloody heavy, so it should be fun. I probably should have held the brake and throttled up before I did that. We'll see. What we're going to do, we're just going to climb out and I'll get some altitude and then we'll get ready to drop the bombs. We'll just edit that part out because it's probably take a minute or two to get some altitude. Ideally we want to drop these bombs from 15,000, but the cloud base is at 5,000, so we're just going to drop it from 5,000. And we're going to run out of runway. 160, we need 165, go, go, go. Okay, we just got up, awesome. So flaps up, gear up, we get the master caution, or a caution. Okay, we're good to go. We're going to just turn and head north, away from the target areas so we don't get shot down. Get some altitude and then we'll be back. Alright, so we're at 5,000, we're just going to turn the autopilot on. There we go. And the reason we're doing it from 5,000, the autopilot just turned off. Come on, go back on. Might have to trim the aircraft a little bit.
Warning, autopilot.
Come on. We good? Alright, we're good. So yeah, the reason we're doing this from 5,000 is the cloud base was indicated at 5,000 and your TPG camera cannot see through the cloud base. So we definitely don't want to go above that because then you just look at clouds. And we can see here that it's struggling to see now anyway. We'll just bring it down a bit and we'll make sure we can see what the ground, otherwise we'll just go a bit lower. Yeah, we can still... Okay, so we're good to start setting up our weapon system. First thing we're going to do is go onto our TPG, so we'll zoom in on that. Click control, which is the top left. A couple of things we want to check. We want to check the laser code, which is the L. It's set to 1688. That's the default. That's fine, as long as we know what it is. Then we need to turn latch on. Now, latch is your laser. When you switch it on, when you click your laser, it'll continue firing until you turn it off. With latch turned off, you have to hold the button down to continue firing the laser. So it's better just to have latch on, click it once, it'll continue lasering until you turn it off. So that's good. We'll return now. Right, next we want to just make sure what we're looking at. So we'll just click on the TPG. We can see the little diamond on the screen, which is there. That's what we're looking at with our TPG. So we'll just move that forward a little bit and we can see that there. We don't have to target anything yet, but we just need to set that as a center point of interest so that when we drop the bomb, it'll hit where we're lasering and our target. Next, we zoom in on the TAD. Okay, and we need to set the TPG as our center point of interest. So we double click on the TAD and then we'll move our little cursor over this. And once we've got it, which is there, that's good enough, hold forward on your TMS switch and we should get that set. Come on, you're gonna do it. There we go. Okay, so we can see a little pyramid has appeared. And if we zoom out for a second, click back on the TPG. When we move the TPG, that little sensor point of interest will move as well. Okay, so there we go. So I'm moving the TPG and the sensor point of interest is moving. Perfect. Next, we need to check our weapon systems and make sure the bombs are set up right. How we do that, we'll go back down here, back to the DCS. If I get it right, there we go. Okay, so we go into profiles, down to Mavericks, GPU 12s. Okay, view the profile. Okay, a couple of things. We want to drop the bombs in CCRP mode, so we'll change that first of all. And there's a lot of things we can change here. We can change let the laser fire automatically, how long it fires for. The laser code is there and it's set to 1688, so that's perfect. There's a whole bunch of other things we can change. We can change how many bombs release. Now, when you're dropping bombs, what you do, when you're approaching the target area, you hold weapon release, and then at the ideal time, the weapon will release. You can't just sit there and keep hitting the button and multiple weapons release. It won't happen like that. So you control everything from here. So there's a bunch of options. We can do single bomb release. We can do dual bomb release at the same time. We can ripple release, so bombs will drop constantly, or we can drop ripple pairs of bombs. We're just going to drop one bomb today and we're good to go. So we've got CCRP loaded, everything's good. We save the profile. We're going to go back in and just make sure that's saved. So CCRP, everything else was fine, single bomb. Okay, we go back again. We then activate the profile. So those weapons are now activated. We go back to DCS and we can see both the GPU pylons are active. So we've got 6 bombs ready to go. All right. Now when we zoom out, we can see the screen has changed quite a lot. We're going to switch over and make sure we're in CCRP mode. There we go. And we've got a few things we're looking at. So we've got our projected bomb impact area, reticule, whatever you want to call it. The ASL line. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll find a target with our TPG and we should be right to go. Alright, so we've turned back around now and we're heading back south. We hit the edge of the map, so there's nothing further on. Anyway, we're heading back now. We've found a target on the TPG, which is a little house. We're going to drop a GPU 12 on that and see if it destroys it. What we need to do now is line everything up. So we've got an ASL line here, and this is our projected bomb release reticule and stuff. We need to get those 2 lines overlapping, and obviously we need to turn left. Okay.
Warning, autopilot.
You can see on the screen too, the little square is where the TPG is facing. We'll get both of these lined up. It should be about there. There we go. Doesn't have to be perfect, but pretty close is good enough. Alright, that'll work. Oh, nope. Get back. Alright. Autopilot kicks back in. Are we on course? Yep, beautiful. Okay. So, next we need to do... how far out are we? I'm not sure. I think we're a pretty fair way out. Alright. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to laser the target. So, if we look down at the TGP screen, we can see area and then the little L. Someone is firing a SAM at us. That's really unfortunate. Well, the SAM sights are firing at somebody. Okay, that's... Please don't shoot me down. Please don't shoot me down. Is that it out in the distance over there? Come on, don't shoot me down. Oh, this is not good. I think we survived. Okay, it could have been the SAM sights firing another plane. The early warning radar picks it up and then just tells the countermeasures to fire automatically. But we're alive for now and that's what counts. Okay, that could have been really bad and a waste of time. Alright, anyway, we're going to fire our laser. So next to area we can see the L down the bottom of the screen here. Also on screen you can see 18 and then an L. Alright, when we hit the laser, everything should start flashing and we're now lasering the target. So because we changed that earlier, it's going to constantly laser that target for us. Okay, so everything's set up. We're on course. The laser's firing. At the top of the screen here, there's a little circle below the big dotted circle. That is your solution queue. When we get close, what will happen? Numbers will appear next to that. It counts down from 20 and it will start to fall. That needs to land within the target reticule. And when that does, when we're holding fire, the bomb will release. So when we get to about 10 seconds, we hold the weapon release button. When it crosses through there, at the ideal time, the bomb will release on its own and it'll hit the target. So we're just going to keep going straight ahead now until that kicks in, and then we... Alright, we're not too far out now. I did a little bit of an altitude and heading adjustment, so we're pretty much dead on. What's going to happen, the little solution queue up there is going to get a number next to it, and it'll count down from 20. When it gets to 10, we're going to hold weapon release. The laser is still targeting the building. We'll just make sure that's right on it, so we can move down a little bit with our DMS switch. Okay, getting close. Everything is set. Weapons are armed. Should be right to go. Just waiting. Probably shouldn't have done this from so far out. Should have been a bit closer before I set everything up. Okay. There we go. So it's counting down from 20. Started at 21. When it gets to about 10, it'll start to drop. Then we can hold weapon release. Okay. At 8, should start to drop. I'm going to hold fire. There we go. So we're holding weapon release. The solution queue is dropping. There we go. Weapon released. It's going to zoom out on the TPG. Laser on target. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. It's countdown next to the laser. 3, 2, 1. And hit. Beautiful. Work like a treat. I was a bit too zoomed in on the TPG. That was perfect. Alright, so next thing we're going to try and drop 2 GBU-10s in ripple fire. So we'll fire one after the other, hopefully. How we're going to do that is the usual. We'll go into the DCS. Okay, load the profile. Down to GBU-10s, view profile. Okay, we're in CCRP mode. The laser code is right. We're not going to mess with anything else today. We're going to go to ripple fire single, so it'll fire one after the other. We just need to change the quantity. Easy enough, we just go to our little keyboard here. Push number 2, you can see it on the screen, it says number 2. Click on ripple quantity, there we go. So both of them are going to drop. Alright, save the profile. Okay, view the profile, make sure it all worked. CCRP, 2 bombs, ripple single, beautiful. Activate the profile. There we go. So both the GBU-10s are going to drop. Next, we just need to designate the target. So back to the TGP. We're going to center it in front of us again. Like so. Find a target in front of us somewhere. Hopefully we can find a house pretty quickly. Okay. I mean, these are big ass bombs. Maybe a bigger structure. What's that? That'll do. Water factory, that'll do. Okay, so we'll laser it. We're then going to zoom out so we can see what happens. Okay, we've zoomed out all the way. Back to our HUD. So it's pretty much dead ahead. We don't really need to make any altitude or heading adjustments. We will though, just to make sure. Okay, we're at 5,600 feet now. There we go. Engage it again. Autopilot should hold us steady. Beautiful. Target's been lasered. Weapon profile's activated. We're good to go. Okay, we're just going to go back to TAD. Okay, if we zoom in here, we can see how far out we are. We're pretty close. Okay. Watching the solution queue as always on the ASL line. ASL stands for, I think, asymmetric something or other. Don't actually know. I did read it. I didn't remember it. Anyway, we're just waiting. Solution queue should start counting down in a second. Probably shouldn't be going as fast as we're going either. Doesn't matter. We're doing nearly 300 in A-10. Okay, nearly there. So we'll go back to DSMS so we can see both the bombs drop. Okay, we're coming up on the target area. We are lasering. I actually did this before and I forgot to laser when I ripple fired the single GBU 12s. So that's why I have no GBU 12s left. Alright, we're counting down. 17. It starts to drop at about 8. I thought it was 10, but that's fine. Okay. No, it starts to drop at 6. There we go. Hold weapon release. There we go. Both bombs dropped. Okay, we can actually move our laser designator a little bit. It won't affect it. Watching on the TGP. Waiting for the impact. I can't zoom out anymore. This is as good as it's going to get. There we go. One hit. I'm assuming the other one hit as well. I didn't see it, but we got a hit. Awesome. What we're going to do now, we're just going to head back to base because I'll probably crash on landing or do something interesting. That'll be a good part of the video. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching as always. If you have any comments or suggestions, let me know of what I could have done better or what you want to see or other weapon systems that I need to learn or what I need to learn a bit more about. Let us know all that shit and I'll catch you guys in the next video.